Long before modern civilization, a society emerged that was cleaner, more organized, and more advanced than most ancient cultures. Then, it vanished, leaving behind questions we still cannot answer. Across Pakistan and Western India, their cities still whisper in brick and stone, a script we cannot read, a people we barely know. Yet their design reshaped the idea of urban life. This is their story, pieced from clay, water, and silence. Welcome to a civilization ahead of its time. In an age when most cities grew as chaotic, organic sprawls, one civilization chose a different path. Across the vast plains of the Indus River Valley, they conceived and built cities on a scale and with a logic that was centuries ahead of its time. This was not accidental growth, it was a deliberate act of creation, a blueprint for living etched into the earth. Their cities followed precise grids, streets running true, wide and straight, often aligned to the cardinal directions. This rigid geometry was more than an aesthetic choice, it was a functional masterpiece. Main avenues, some over 10 meters wide, served as the primary arteries for transport and public life. These met smaller lanes at perfect right angles, creating a predictable, legible urban landscape that directed the flow of people, goods, and even light and air into the heart of the city. Residential quarters were meticulously organized into planned blocks, each a self-contained unit. Unlike the palaces and temples that dominated other ancient skylines, the Indus civilization prioritized the collective. Their cities were divided into two main sections, a fortified upper area, the citadel, and a much larger lower town, where the majority of the population lived and worked. But these citadels were not the seats of kings. They rose above the lower towns as centers of civic and ritual life, zoned for function, not for the spectacle of royal power. Here, public buildings clustered near raised platforms, including massive granaries for communal storage and halls for assembly. This layout speaks to a society built on coordination and shared resources, a system designed for the public good. This profound sense of order ran through every line of their design, a philosophy of pragmatism and foresight. But their most revolutionary achievement lay hidden just beneath the surface. Beneath the meticulously planned streets, a second city existed, the world's first known urban sanitation system. Covered drains, constructed from precisely laid baked bricks, carried wastewater and sewage safely away from homes and public areas. Nearly every home had its own private bathing room and latrine, an unheard-of luxury in the ancient world. Floors were sloped to guide water towards an outlet, which connected directly to the main drains running along the streets. A sophisticated network of channels, from house to lane to avenue, managed the flow with remarkable efficiency. This hierarchical system ensured that waste was systematically collected and removed from the dense urban environment, a fundamental principle of modern public health. The engineers even planned for maintenance. Inspection shafts and access points, akin to modern manholes, were placed at regular intervals, allowing the drains to be cleaned and repaired. This mastery over water is most famously embodied in the Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro. Whether for ritual or civic purposes, this monumental structure, sealed with bitumen, shows water carefully collected, contained, and controlled. Even the unpredictable force of monsoon storms was anticipated. The entire system was engineered with subtle gradients, guiding runoff through carefully designed outlets and preventing the city from flooding. It was a system of resilience, built with craft and foresight. The foundation of this entire urban vision was a simple yet revolutionary technology, the standardized brick. Their bricks shared standard proportions, a strikingly uniform ratio of 1.24 for height, width, and length. Wooden molds enforced this precise sizing. While sun-dried bricks were used for some internal structures, the most critical components, drains, wells, and building exteriors, were made from bricks fired in kilns at over 1000 degrees Celsius, setting their hardness and making them impervious to water. This standardization was a catalyst for efficiency. It meant faster, more stable construction and incredibly durable walls. Builders could work anywhere, with any supply of bricks, knowing they would fit perfectly. Astonishingly, across hundreds of kilometers and dozens of settlements, from Harappa to Mohenjo-daro, these dimensions remained consistent for centuries. This shared metric hints at a powerful, unifying system of authority or a deeply ingrained cultural practice that governed their entire material world. The names of their architects and engineers are lost to time, but their system endures in the silent testimony of every block. This same impulse for order and precision fueled a vast and sophisticated trade network. They traded widely, overland through mountain passes and by sea along the coast of the Arabian Sea. At the port city of Lothal, a massive basin identified as a dockyard suggests careful tidal engineering, allowing ships to load and unload goods destined for distant lands. Carnelian beads, shell, timber, and metals moved with their merchants, reaching as far as Mesopotamia. There, distant scribes in Sumer and Akkad wrote of a place they called Meluha, a land of exotic goods, widely believed by scholars to be the Indus Valley Civilization. To manage this complex economy, they developed another tool of order: intricate stone seals. These small masterpieces of miniature art were used to certify goods, authorize transactions, and perhaps signify ownership or identity. This system was underpinned by a stunningly accurate set of standardized weights. Based on a binary and decimal system, these polished cubes of chert show almost no deviation across the entire civilization, ensuring fair and calibrated exchange. Massive granaries and public storehouses buffered against famine and risk, a form of civic insurance. Everywhere you look, the evidence points to the same conclusion. This was a civilization that valued scale without spectacle and efficiency over monument. Their genius was not written on towering statues or lavish tombs. It lived in the quiet, revolutionary logic of their planning, a silent proclamation of a society built to last. Most homes opened to courtyards, light, air, and workspace. Stairs rose to upper rooms and rooftops. Streets were clean, with waste guided away. Potters shaped jars that stored grains and water. Weavers drew cloth from cotton, the earliest known. Toys of clay suggest playfulness and craft. Homes seem broadly comparable. Status less conspicuous. We find no towering palaces, no king statues. Authority may have been shared through systems, not thrones. Craft guilds and workshops anchored the economy. Civic utilities served many, not a few. Order felt communal, not commanded. Merchants balanced goods by standard weights. Materials arrived from deserts, mountains, and coasts. Metalwork supported tools, ornaments, exchange. Seals secured storage and shipments. Rivers linked inland towns to the sea. Overland routes tied city to city. Figurines hint at beliefs and domestic rituals. Motifs repeat, but meaning remains debated. Design favored symmetry and restraint. Public art is sparse, subtle, integrated. Adornment spoke quietly, craft over ostentation. A calm order framed daily life. No carved kings, no triumphant inscriptions. Perhaps councils governed, or customs did. Systems became the signature of power. Common needs shaped common rules. Community over conquest, an unusual legacy. For nearly a millennium, the Indus civilization was a testament to order. But around 1900 BCE, that foundation began to crack. The first signs were written in water and earth. Climate proxies suggest a weakening of the vital summer monsoon, leading to prolonged droughts. The great rivers that fed the floodplains, like the Indus and the now vanished Gagahakra, shifted their courses, turning the very geography that had nurtured the civilization against it. The impact on the meticulously planned cities was gradual but inexorable. The once efficient drainage systems began to fail, clogged with silt and refuse. As infrastructure faltered, the once bustling streets grew quiet. The archaeological record shows a slow departure, measured in generations, not days. This was a process of de-urbanization. The great cities gave way to a multitude of smaller, more dispersed villages. People didn't vanish. They adapted, moving towards regions where subsistence was more secure. The complex integrated system broke down into smaller, localized units, a strategic retreat, not a rout. For decades, scholars looked for a dramatic end, a foreign invasion, a final battle. But the evidence is absent. Across the vast ruins, we see no widespread destruction or conquest layers in the soil. The decline reads as dispersion, not disaster. The grand urban experiment was over, but the people endured, carrying with them the echoes of their past into a new, more rural way of life. Of all the enigmas left behind by the Indus Valley Civilization, none is more profound, more stubbornly silent than its script. Their writing remains undeciphered. For over a century, the world's finest minds have stared into these elegant symbols, searching for a voice, a narrative, a key to unlock the minds of these ancient people. But the script holds its secrets close. It is a language frozen in time, a collection of beautiful, intricate questions carved in stone and clay. What we have are not grand chronicles or lengthy histories, but thousands of brief inscriptions that offer few clues. Most are just a handful of symbols long, stamped onto seals, or etched onto pottery. Each one is a tantalizing fragment, a whisper from a world we can no longer hear. The brevity is itself a mystery. Was this a script used only for the most essential data, or have we simply lost the materials, bark, cloth, or palm leaves, that held their longer stories? Are they names, titles, commodities, or perhaps clan affiliations, religious invocations, or even astronomical observations? Every theory is a plausible ghost. The symbols themselves are a mix of abstract geometric shapes and stylized depictions of the natural world. Fish, birds, people, and the ever-present enigmatic unicorn. This visual vocabulary feels deliberate, structured, yet its grammar eludes us. Patterns suggest structure, not yet meaning. Linguists and computer scientists have applied sophisticated statistical analysis, identifying recurring sequences and positional regularities. They can tell which signs prefer to start a text, which ones end it, and which cluster together. This confirms it is a true language system, not just decorative marking. But without a bilingual text, a Rosetta Stone to bridge the Indus script to a known language, the patterns remain a code without a key. The context of the seals suggests their function appears administrative, practical. They were likely used to stamp clay tags on bundled goods, marking ownership or certifying contents for trade. This points to a society deeply concerned with commerce, logistics, and accountability. But to reduce the script to mere accounting feels incomplete. Could a culture so sophisticated in its engineering and artistry truly have a writing system that only said 10 jars of oil? Or is the administrative function just the most durable trace of a much richer, written world? Today, new tools offer new hope. Artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms can process the entire corpus of inscriptions at once, seeking hidden connections that the human eye might miss. Yet even the most powerful computer cannot invent meaning from silence. Without a Rosetta Stone, the script stays closed, a final, unbreachable wall between us and them. This silence extends beyond the script. We lack long texts, royal lists, epic boasts. Unlike their contemporaries in Egypt and Mesopotamia, who carved their triumphs and genealogies onto stone for eternity, the Indus people left no monuments to individuals. There are no grand statues of kings, no inscriptions celebrating military victories. This absence of an elite, self-aggrandizing narrative is one of the civilization's defining traits. Others wrote prolifically. The Indus kept brief. Their story is not told in the words of rulers, but in the layout of their streets, the quality of their pottery, and the logic of their drains. Our narrative comes from layers, not lines. The patient work of archaeology, sifting through the material evidence of daily life. Even their neighbors offer little help. They appear rarely in foreign records. Mesopotamian texts speak of trade with a distant land called Meluha, widely believed to be the Indus region. They mention its carnelian beads, its timber, its exotic birds. But these are fleeting references in economic ledgers, the notes of a trading partner, not a cultural exchange. They tell us what the Indus sold, but not who they were. And so we are left with a vast landscape of open questions. How many towns still lie hidden under fields, their secrets preserved beneath meters of silt? How did they manage a society of such scale and uniformity without the overt power structures we see elsewhere? Who set the standards for their perfect bricks and precise weights, and how were they kept across 1 million square kilometers? Which rivers fed which cities, and when? The shifting courses of the Indus and the mythical Sarasvati were the lifeblood of this civilization, and their gradual drying may have been its undoing. Mapping this dynamic hydrography is key to understanding their rise and their slow dispersal. What will new methods reveal in old finds? Residue analysis can tell us what was cooked in a pot 4,000 years ago. Isotope analysis of teeth can tell us where a person grew up. DNA from skeletal remains could finally resolve debates about their origins and their relationship to later populations. Each artifact in a museum drawer is a cold case, waiting for the right technology to make it speak. The Indus civilization teaches us a different way of seeing the past. It asks us to find grandeur not in palaces, but in public works. To see beauty not in gold, but in the elegant utility of a well-made tool. Their silence is not an absence of history. It is an invitation to listen more closely to the evidence they left behind. Meaning waits, patient in clay. In the quiet, their choices still guide us, echoing in the logic of our own cities, in the enduring need for order, sanitation, and community. Every sunrise gives the past another chance to be understood, and we will keep searching, keep digging, keep questioning, until the silence begins to speak. The Indus Valley Civilization may be forgotten by history, but its mysteries still challenge everything we think we know about the ancient world. In brick and mortar, they solved timeless problems. Clean cities, shared systems, quiet power. We uncover them grain by grain. Their order still echoes in ours. A legacy measured in thoughtful design and in resilience against change. From silence, a fuller story will emerge. We are still listening.